All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Schorr. I'm the English Language Program Coordinator for Kaohsiung Campus. Now, 我的中文不太好，拍摄，所以我用英文。可是你们可以看我们的中文字。All right. Anyway, so I'm going to speak English. I'd like to start today. Okay. All right, there we go. All right. So I want to know, what are you looking for? Young lady, what are you looking for? Maybe most of you here are here because you're looking for something. Maybe you're looking for a job or a career. Maybe you want money, good salary. Maybe you want an opportunity in your job to travel. Maybe you want an opportunity to keep learning while you work. Maybe you want to make an impact. You want to leave the world a better place than you found it. And that's all good. But that's what you're looking for. But the thing is, what are companies looking for? Companies in Taiwan are looking for employees who can communicate effectively, confidently. They're looking for employees who can think creatively, to come up with new ideas to deal with the problems and the challenges that we face in the workplace today. They're looking for people with a global vision, employees who can think internationally, who understand what's going on across borders, who understand how different things impact different things. And yes, 90% of companies say that they want employees who can communicate in English. And that English communication is not just a score on a piece of paper. It's actual, real communication. It's the ability to stand up on a stage and give a presentation in English. The ability to sit down and send an email to a customer quickly. The ability to pick up a phone, call your customer, and speak to them. That confidence is not a number on a piece of paper. English is a language. It's not a subject. And at ITI, we transfer from English as a subject to English as a language. So today I want to explain to you why I feel you should choose the IBAP course for ITI. Now, Ali has already given you a lot of very important information. What I would like to do is focus on the English program. Now, at ITI, we give students 3 main skills. Number 1 is English skills, to develop confident and effective communication skills. Number 2 is we focus on business skills, business communication skills, so that students become employees who can be effective business communicators and who can then help their companies move ahead. And there's a third skill that is often overlooked, and it's not the title of a course, but it is something that is very important, and it is soft skills. Skills like critical thinking, planning, thinking logically, being able to deal with unforeseen situations, to handle pressure. ITI is an intensive course, and students do develop the ability to handle pressure. Okay, now, how do we do this? Basically, at ITI, we focus and start with a very strong foundation. All right? So, in our listening and speaking courses, we provide students with, we help develop and overcome pronunciation problems. We help to develop listening skills. We help to develop speaking skills on a variety of subjects. In our writing courses, we help students to write faster, to write more accurately, and to improve on the grammar weaknesses that students struggle with. All right? And we do that from a very, very practical approach. In our reading courses, we help students to develop the ability to read faster, to read more, and to learn that important little bit of confidence. That is, you don't need to understand every single word to understand what you are reading. So you can read faster because you have confidence that you understand 90% of what you are reading. You don't need to use a dictionary for every single word you struggle with. But you need to have a certain confidence in your vocabulary to be able to do that. And we help you to develop that. And then when we move over to the business skills, these are business communication skills. But one of the first things that we do need to focus on is that we do have a course and we help students to build an awareness of the different cultures. Because the fact is that 2/3 of Taiwan's economy is based around exports and doing business abroad. So we help students to build that awareness, to stop thinking about foreigners, but to think about international customers. It's a very small difference, but it's an important one. Then we have exhibition courses and presentations courses. In exhibitions, students develop the skills on how to plan and prepare for an exhibition, how to approach a visitor, how to break the ice, make small talk, how to demonstrate a product, how to present it. With presentations, how to give an informative presentation where you share information, or how to give a persuasive presentation where you convince your customer or potential customer to take action because you've sold them on an idea. In our meetings and negotiations courses, which covers 6 months, students learn how to plan for a meeting, how to have the confidence to share their opinion in a meeting, how to use basic negotiation tactics to be able to close deals. These are important skills that students do need to develop. And then in the telephoning and business writing courses, these are important things. Like I mentioned earlier, the confidence to pick up a phone and speak to a customer. When you cannot actually see the person, you have to rely on your listening. That is something that scares people a lot. Well, we have a course to help you overcome that. In the business writing, how to go from not spending 3 hours on one email and being too nervous. Can I hit send? Oh, no, not yet. To the reality of you might need to send 30 to 40 emails in one day. And that is something that you develop by writing over and over and over again. And that is a skill that students get at ITI. Now, the way in which we give these skills is, one more thing. Of course, you all want a job, so we do have a job search course. And in this course, we make sure that students prepare a good English resume, a good English autobiography. But more importantly, we develop the skills so that you can keep updating your resume long after you've left ITI. It's not a static document. It's the story of your life, and your life changes every day. So, beyond those documents, we also help students to prepare for an English interview. You've spent all this time making yourself a better product for the company that you want to work for. So we help prepare students to sell themselves at these job interviews so that you can get the best offer with the best potential starting salary. All right, now how do we do this? Basically, and Ali did mention these things already earlier on, but we do have small classes, 10 to 14 students. We have very experienced teachers. I myself have been at ITI for longer than 10 years. We have a number of teachers who have been at ITI for longer than 10 years, some 15 years also. All right. And because of that, we're able to give very individual feedback to different students. Everybody here right now has different strengths and different things that you find challenging. And we're able to address those individual weaknesses, and we're able to help strengthen those strengths even more. Now, If you sign up for the second year, the 2-year double major program, as Ali already mentioned, you get the opportunity to actually use this English, these skills that you've developed, so that you can actually travel abroad and live, work, and basically, travel in English. And that is something that also, it changes people. Students at ITI are very different people when they leave compared to when they arrive. The amount of growth that happens is phenomenal. Now, outside of class, ITI offers a lot of opportunities. I use the word opportunity, but it's called the English-only policy. Now, from the moment that students wake up until they go to bed, they are encouraged to speak only English. Now, some of you may have experience, but I've heard students from Taiwan that go to study abroad. Okay, so they might be studying in the United States, but they're living with other Taiwanese or Chinese-speaking people. They go to class, the class is in English. Most of their friends are still Taiwanese or Chinese-speaking people, and they go home and they're basically living abroad in Taiwan. All right? At ITI, we kind of push the English experience onto students so that you can build that confidence to just speak English. It's a language. It's part of who you are. It's not just a subject. We also have a number of activities that we encourage students to do, like forming workshops or study groups. One of our biggest student groups that we have at the moment at ITI is the ASEAN Research Group. Now that covers all 4 or 5 campuses now. But 5-6 years ago, it started with students. It was students who had an interest and they pursued it, and it has grown into a very significant part of ITI's student extracurricular activities. So we do promote that. We also offer seminars and workshops in a variety of other subjects as well. We are an international faculty, so we do celebrate some international events. For example, Christmas, we have a Halloween party, and other events like that. So basically, students do get an opportunity to also socialize in English, because these are still ITI events, so we push the English-only policy even during these events, so students get that confidence as well. Now, the key thing you have to understand is that English is a skill. It's not a subject, as I've mentioned before. So, the question is, does it work? Does the ITI English program, does it work? And the answer is simply yes. All right? Obviously, the answer is yes. Okay. But let me give you an example. This is an example of one of our first students on the Kaohsiung campus. She graduated last year, June. Sorry, 2018 in June. All right. So when she came to ITI, she basically was from Taipei. She had a Spanish major at university and very little work experience, basically just 2 part-time jobs. Now, based on that kind of experience, according to data, basically we could be looking at about $28,000 a month starting salary. That's what she was looking at. Then she came to ITI and joined the 2-year program. So, after she graduated in July 2018. She's still at the same job that she found her first job. As soon as she finished probation, her boss pushed for the maximum salary for her that she could get with her experience. So now she's earning between $35,000 and $40,000 a month, and has been since, let's say, September 2018. And she does business covering 3 different continents, and yes, and that was for someone who still didn't have a lot of work experience. So I asked her, because the company also hired her as well as other graduates, and I asked her, what's the difference? And she identified these key differences that she could say. Number one is her English level and the confidence that she has to use it. The second thing that she mentioned was the trade knowledge that she gained from the business courses at ITI. The third thing that she mentioned was her ability to handle pressure. As I mentioned before, ITI is an intensive course, but the skill and the strength that you develop to handle pressure is something that is priceless. And then the fourth thing that she mentioned was that a competitive mindset that she developed while at ITI. These are the things that, for her, in her opinion, set her apart from her coworkers or colleagues who started at the same time. Now, basically, that's my introduction to the ITI program. So I'll ask you again, what are you looking for? And if the things that you are looking for, if you want to hit the ground running, you still have to start. If you're looking for your first job, you still have to start at your first job. But with ITI, we equip you to start and move ahead faster. All right, thank you. That's the first part of my presentation. Okay.